Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another video. And today I'm doing once again another trailer review. And for this trailer review video, I'm gonna be talking about the two trailers that have just came out. And I'm sure you've all commented to this video for one of them specifically, but I'm still gonna talk about the both trailers and the one I'm pretty sure you've all came before. I'm gonna save that for last. And yeah, so you're all gonna see me talking about both trailers. Without further ado, let's get these trailer reviews started. So the first trailer that I'm gonna be talking about is Gran Turismo. This is a new film directed by Neil Blomkamp. This director directed the masterpiece that is District 9, which District 9 is one of the best movies of 2009, like right up there with Avatar and Glorious Bastards. I love that movie, and it's easily Blomkamp's best movie. Like, it's gonna be hard to be topped. Yeah. And I don't understand why people say District 9 is overrated. It's not overrated. That's certainly. And also he directed some pretty good films, but not nowhere in the same level as District 9. Like, I remember Elysium, and Choppy, which honestly, guys, I don't like Choppy. Yeah, but yeah, this I haven't really seen Neil Blomkamp direct a movie since Choppy. And yeah, but I have already heard this film before, and knowing that this is from the director of District 9, I got really excited for this even before marketing came. And also, yes, Gran Turismo is based on a video game, like based on the PlayStation video game, which I have played and I enjoy it. Um Also, yeah, there's no story in Gran Turismo, so they're not gonna be adapting any story of that. They're only gonna be adapting the race scenes, but this is essentially a true story about this racer who though this video gamer who apparently became a racer, like that, something like Jumanji, where they something like pretty much a more realistic version of Jumanji. That's the best way to describe this. This is Jumanji but more realistic. No, I'm talking about the Dwayne Johnson Jumanji, not the Robin Williams one. And and yeah, so I've been waiting for this trailer. They did show a sneak peek of it, and it looked really promising. Not only does this have a directed Neil Blomkamp, but this is a really great cast. You got David Harbour, aka Hopper from Stranger Things. You got Orlando Bloom, aka Legolas from the Middle Earth saga, and you got Djimon Hounsou. He has great roles, but he has a lot of great roles, but probably the role that I remember the most from him is Korat from the MCU, which, yeah, I just rewatched Guardians of the Galaxy before recording this, and I will certainly review that film. But I would think there's probably a better role he did than Guardians of the Galaxy than the Korat. I just can't quite pinpoint it as of now, but yeah. Although the main cast, his name is RG Madekwe. He's basically this teen nerd, teenager gamer turned racer. I don't know who he is, but I'm pretty interested in seeing a newcomer in this. But yeah, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting for the trailer to come, and after I saw the trailer, I gotta say, yeah, this movie absolutely looks promising, and it feels like I'm the only one who cares about this movie. Like, literally, no one talks about this movie. I think this movie deserves to be talked about, and I know there are some people who I know a few people who added this to their decent display movies of 2022, 2023. I was like, I don't get it. But someone explained to me, well, that someone is pretty much someone like in person, explained to me that the reason why people are not looking for the Gran Turismo is because it's because Neil Blomkamp, he hasn't directed a movie in a long time, and his last movie is Chappie, which was not good at all, and wasn't even well received. That movie was critically panned. So yeah, but Gran Turismo looks like the comeback from Neil Blomkamp, and I think this could be his best film since District 9. No, I don't think this will be better than District 9, but I think this hopefully will be just as good. Maybe not as good as District 9, honestly, my predictions are this will be my second favorite Neil Blomkamp movie. Second only behind second only to, well, yeah, that movie, District 9. And I mean, this story sounds very interesting. It sounds very interesting. And although I don't know if if it's if I should believe that this is a true story, because this is like a made up story. I mean, it's hard to believe someone would actually that someone playing Gran Turismo would actually be sent to racing, and that would be a true story. It sounds like a more of a fiction story, so that's where my concern line. I say true story, but I'm sure as a movie on its own, it's gonna be great. And I mean, I'm really loving this main character. And I'm loving, David Harbour and Orlando Bloom. They both look like the standouts in this movie. And also, but I think the highlight of this trailer is clearly the racing scenes. I mean, it looks like it's absolutely well shot, and just as epic as Ford versus Ferrari, which I adore Ford versus Ferrari. Leading up to this movie, I'm gonna be reviewing all of Neil Blomkamp's movies, the ones that I've seen, and also Ford versus Ferrari. Leading up to this movie, it makes sense to talk about Ford versus Ferrari before this movie in preparation for this movie, because racing and true story. That's pretty much the two things you, um, enough for both movies to be comparable. And also, also this movie comes out in August, a little competitive month, because it has competition with Ninja Turtles and Blue Beetle. So I can see, I have a feeling this movie could flop at the box office, but I hope not, because this movie wouldn't deserve to flop at the box office. Well, we'll see about that. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm still watching this movie in theaters, even either way. I could actually watch this movie in 4DX. We'll see about that. But well, it depends on the situation. But yeah, but this looks like a worthy of 4DX movie. So yeah, hopefully more people talk about Gran Turismo. I recommend watching the trailer, and I certainly recommend playing the game. I mean, 2023 is already the best year for video games. Period. I mean, first Last of Us, then Super Mario Bros. Movie, and now Gran Turismo. Even if this looks like the weakest of the three movies, Last of Us being obviously the best of them, I think there's 2023 is easily the year of video games. Alright, guys, now I'm gonna be talking about the trailer you've all came to this video for. And that is Dune Part 2. Yep. Yeah, Dune Part 2. Yeah, this has always been one of my most anticipated movies of 2023, ever since it was first announced. And yeah, I love the first Dune movie. I think it is a masterpiece, and I think the first Dune movie is underrated nowadays. I remember seeing, I was lucky enough to see Dune Part 1 a month early. Like, it came out in September where I live, even if it was supposed to come out on October. So I was really blown away by this movie. Walking out, I saw the movie in IMAX, and yeah, I saw the movie in IMAX. No, it was in IMAX 2D, but it was fine. I was able to get the experience, but I mean, I was lucky enough to talk about, to tell people about how amazing this movie was, how masterful this movie was. Unfortunately, though, when the movie came out in the US in theatrical, yeah, this movie was shockingly divisive. As there are some people who praise this movie as much as I did, and there are some who well was disappointed with this movie. They're saying, "Oh, this movie is it's boring. It's just slow. It's all setups." And until now, I mean, those people who are not a fan of this movie, they still talk crap about it, and they haven't really it hasn't really grown on them yet. So I think this movie is really underrated, because I think it deserves far more love than it gets. But I'll talk more about my thoughts on Dune Part 1 in my in a review leading up to this one, this November, or maybe October, end of October, because I'm actually might see this on November 1, which is the release date in my country. So we'll see about that. But yeah, now let's talk about Dune Part 2. I already know that this was going to be better than the first film, mainly due to the fact that Dune Part 1 was all a setup, and Dune Part 2 is actually where the big event lies. So there's going to be more stacked cast, and it's going to have more action, and it's going to have the Star Wars meets Lord of the Rings scale that Denis Villeneuve has promised us. And yeah, but that the part where I actually got twice as more hyped than I initially was was when they announced the new cast. I mean, you got Austin Butler, who I was a massive fan of in Elvis, and I could not wait to see more of him. You got Leia Seydoux, aka Madeline Swan from No Time to Die. I was so happy to see her in this one. But probably the actress that got me the most excited for this movie is Florence Pugh. Yeah, y'all know I'm a diehard Florence Pugh fan. She's in my top five favorite actresses of all time. I mean, ever since I saw her in Black Widow, I have fell in love with her, and I would watch anything with her. And even though the movie that introduced me to Florence Pugh was actually Fighting with My Family. I mean, she was amazing in that film, and and I've always loved Florence Pugh in every single movie she has. Well, maybe except in Liam Neeson's action film The Commuter. I was not really the biggest fan of her. She was like the best part, but like the same much. Yeah, the movie is kind of boring, honestly. And Florence Pugh, it's easy to forget she's in this. I mean, even Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, Florence Pugh voiced the anti-hero Goldilocks, I stand by saying Goldilocks is not only the best Puss in Boots: The Last Wish character, but the best the best character DreamWorks character period. And it's not that no one talks about gives Goldilocks enough credit. If only they knew Florence Pugh voiced her. I mean, yeah. I told people that Florence Pugh is voicing Goldilocks, and they were like, "Whoa, Florence Pugh is voicing Goldilocks? No way!" And also, by the way, I said this once, and I'll say it again. Like I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. Florence Pugh should have won the Oscars for Best Supporting Actress back in 2024. Her performance in Little Women instead of Flower during the Marriage Story. I am not apologizing for saying that. I think Florence Pugh should have won. And if you agree with me, let me know down below in the comments. But yeah, and also, this is not the only movie that this year that Florence Pugh is in it, because she's gonna be in yeah, Florence Pugh is going to be in what's in Oppenheimer. Yeah, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer. Yeah, Christopher Nolan and Denis Villeneuve are pretty much the two most beloved directors working days. So the fact that Florence Pugh is in a Christopher Nolan movie, and in a and in a Denis Villeneuve movie, it's a big W. Yeah. Now I'm a little worried that Florence Pugh might not get enough screen time in Oppenheimer, because she has never been marketed at all. I hope that Florence Pugh gets enough screen time in that film, because she's the most because yeah, she's pretty much the one I'm most excited to see in Oppenheimer, like alongside Christopher Nolan himself and Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, those three are the most exciting things about Oppenheimer. But yeah, I'm more excited for Dune Part 2 than Oppenheimer, even if I'm more of a Nolan fan than a Villeneuve fan. Yeah, yeah, anyway, enough with the setups and stuff. Let's talk about the actual trailer. That came out. Yeah, I kid you not, people. I stayed up until midnight to watch the trailer, because in my area this trailer dropped at midnight, and I tried so hard to keep myself awake just to see his trailer, and I gotta say, it was absolutely worth the wait. Now, finally, with the marketing, this trailer absolutely blew me away. And with trailers, I usually just sleep through it, and then just watch it when it comes out. But Dune Part 2 completely changes that, because yeah, I actually got to watch the trailer early when it premiered, and it was totally worth it. Yeah, this movie looks better than the first film in every single way possible. And yeah, not only are we getting more not only are we getting the bigger stuff, but I mean, well, but this movie looks far more well made than the first film. I mean, it looks visually looks better. Yeah, this is already the best. Like, looks like you already have your best visual effects winner right here. Sorry, Oppenheimer. Sorry, Guardians 3. Sorry, Quantumania. But Dune Part 2 is already the best visual effects winner. Yeah, give it to the Oscars 2024 already. It looks drop dead gorgeous, and even like the costumes and stuff. The costumes, it looks fabulous. And yeah, what happens in this trailer? I mean, wow. I mean, like, I love how they didn't show more stuff. It kind of looked like, for some reason, the trailer kind of looked like felt like, the tone that Dune Part 1 ended up with, where it's kind of a slow I mean, slow pace. I mean, even if it was never boring though. I will say Dune Part One was never boring. Despite it being slow. But yeah. But I know, like, but this trailer didn't even show much. Like, it didn't show much action scenes. I'm sure like they're gonna save all the action for the next trailer, which I predict the next trailer will come out during Comic Con this year in this July. I predict that. Yeah, I already have a prediction for Comic Con trailers, but I'll talk more about that. Well, when the time comes. Yeah, so we're getting yeah, this one. Well, for sure. Hopefully, well, they usually show Warner Bros. Trailers in Comic Con, so they might show this trailer as well. But yeah, whatever. They didn't show. I feel like 70% of this trailer was just the beginning. Specifically when it comes to Paul and Chani in the sand, and then we see Paul like try in this sandstorm trying to survive. I think all of that happens in the beginning of the movie, like the first 20 minutes or something, and then um there's like one three fourths of that showing like the first 30 minutes of the movie, and then we're getting like other scenes as well. Oh, by the way, speaking of Chani, mentioning Chani, I love how they're actually making Chani the main character. Yeah. Even if I love Dune, I mean, although I'm sure you all know that Chani was that Chani was only in the first Dune movie for 5 minutes. 5 minutes straight, but I understood why Zendaya was barely in it. Probably not. Probably to set because her character is pretty much as set up to the big part of the story, and she doesn't really do much in the setup. And also I think it's because Zendaya just needed more time filming Spider-Man No Way Home, but that's probably why, I guess. But yeah, now we're getting much more Zendaya as Shiny, and I'm not sure if I should put Shiny as my favorite character in Dune 1 because she was barely in it. But I think sorry my favorite character in that film is Lady Jessica. But yeah, this one already has but some of the best characters in this movie are all like in this one. Are in this one. Yeah. And also I love I'm really loving Paul and Chinese chemistry in this trailer. I mean they're bonding their relationship with each other. I'm really digging that. And yeah, and also all the performances, they all look better. I mean Timothy Chalamet, like he there was a scene that I forgot what line he says, but towards the end of the trailer, he literally pushes the limits, his acting to the limits, and you can clearly see. And yeah, clearly see. And also yeah, Austin Butler looks amazing in this. Like I love his looks, and it's CGI is amazing. I know Austin Butler's gonna play one of the villains, and I'm kind of down for that. Lea Seydoux also looks amazing in this one. I think this could be her best performance like, no, I mean her best performance outside of Bond. But and also yeah, we're getting some great returning characters like Lady Jessica, who was my favorite character in the first movie. And yeah, I know like some of the characters in the first film are not returning this because they were killed off, like like Oscar Isaac and Jason Momoa's characters. But yeah, but the character who I'm most excited to see the most is Florence Pugh's Princess Irulan, or Irulan, or whatever you pronounce her. Yeah, Florence Pugh is gonna totally steal the show here. Although I wouldn't be surprised if I end up preferring Zendaya's Chani over Florence Pugh's character. Either one of them could be the best character, but I'm more of a Florence Pugh fan than a Zendaya fan. Both are in my top 10 actresses of all time, but Florence Pugh looks like she's absolutely crushing it, and I love that she's using an American accent instead of her usual British accent, and I love like what she contributes. Yeah, she's pretty much well, I don't know what her role is exactly, but she has some of the best line of dialogue, like explain what this is, and that and yeah, so yeah, I'm hyped for Florence Pugh again. I don't know if exactly she'll be my favorite character. It's either Chani or Irula. It's really debatable, but we'll see when the movie comes out. But yeah, and also I love how they're using the same music as the first film. I imagine that they're probably gonna reuse the same tracks as the first film. Hans Zimmer's gonna return to score to compose this, and yeah, so we definitely need that same score. So Dune and Dune 2 can feel like the same movie. Just Dune 2 is essentially just a continuation of Dune 1, and yeah, And also the end. And also the end of the trailer, you could clearly see you could clearly see like how big in scale this movie is gonna be. Where we see Paul like racing his sword, doing his signature sword racing in front of thousands, probably millions of people, and wow, that you can already see a big fight, but they don't really show a big fight yet. So overall, yeah, this trailer is absolutely brilliant. This movie and Wish are actually neck to neck as my most anticipated movie of fall. Like I would say I'm slightly more excited for Wish because I'm more passionate about it, but this one looks better made. Yeah, not only could Dune Part Two be better than the first one, but this could even surpass Blade Runner 2049 as the best Denis Villeneuve movie ever made. Yeah, I am so hyped for this one. This Across the Spider Verse and Wish are all like my most anticipated movies for the rest of the year. Yeah. I was originally more hyped for Guardians 3 than this one, but after seeing this trailer, yeah, I think I'm more hyped for this one than Guardians 3. So yeah. I and also I love how Channing is actually in the Dune Part 2 poster. Yeah, showing that Channing will truly be in this, like really be in this movie, like with more screen time. Like yeah, so yeah, I'm down for this movie. Yeah, bring on November already. I'm gonna be seeing this movie on opening day, either November 1 or 2, which is also Saints and All Souls Day. They're both holidays, and I'm free on those days, so I'm gonna watch this movie in theaters either in those days. Hopefully in IMAX. Well, it depends on the situation, but I'm aiming to watch in IMAX. So yeah, that's gonna be it for my two trailer reviews with a really long detailed review for the Dune Part 2 part of this review. And yeah, what are your opinions on both trailers? Are you hyped for both trailers, especially Dune Part 2? Are you also interested in Gran Turismo? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my review of Guardians of the Galaxy, which I'm gonna be filming right now. So yeah, bye guys.